Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Snort, snort, snort.
Kogan.
Drip,
Snort, snort.
I got the drip. Go.
Okay. By the way, we hit it. We're at 133 likes. Thank you guys so very much. I appreciate you supporting the content in every way that you do. So thank you so much for that. But we haven't had any more contributions. So please, again, by the end of the show, let's hit the tier 2 goal for tips, and anything else is greatly appreciated as well. But let's hit that goal. Okay, again, 9 straight streams we've hit the goals. Let's crush it. Let's hit this one today as well. Let's keep that momentum going. All right. Okay. Next news story. Okay, so my final news story for today is a political one. Oh, maybe not. It's a news story that I want to talk about because I've talked about this from time to time in my content. I'm an American, and sadly, I see a lot of, how can I say, spin in the way that things are reported or told to the populace of the United States. I see a lot of propaganda, and it pisses me off. Okay, notably, one of the things that I have seen reported in our country in the last several years is jobs. Jobs are up. There are so many jobs to be had in the United States. Man, if you need a job, you're in the right place because the job market is booming. And you keep seeing reports in mainstream media. So-and-so reports that 1 million jobs were created and 500,000 jobs were created and these jobs were created and that job was created. Okay? Well, today, folks, something happened, all right? And let's be honest, I think everything that I've said up to now kind of led to this, all right? I kind of felt like something like this was eventually going to be reported. Here we go. This is an article from mainstream. This is not, you know, some right-wing news media or anything like that. This is a actual real news article from this morning, all right? U.S. added 818,000 fewer jobs than previously thought from March 2023 to March 2024, the government says. Prior data far overestimated recent labor market recovery, the government said on Wednesday, a potentially worrisome sign as slowing job growth shakes confidence in the economy. Though some experts suggest the downward revisions aren't as bad as they seem on the surface. Oh, no. We accidentally counted 1 million extra jobs. We only lied about 1 million. I mean, at least it wasn't 1 billion, right? Only 1 million exaggerated jobs. That's not a big deal or anything, right? What? So here you go. The U.S. added 818,000 fewer jobs than previously estimated from March 2023 to March 2024, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, which released the data about 30 minutes after the scheduled 10 a.m. EDT release. That brings the total employment growth, not including farm jobs, for the 12-month period from 2.9 million to about 2.1, knocking average monthly growth during that period about 242,000 to about 174,000. Stocks reacted positively to the announcement, with the S&P 500 rising after the revision's release, extending its daily gain. The update came as part of the regularly scheduled first benchmark revision to the government's monthly non-farm payroll data, the most widely cited measure of all the U.S. employment picture. So basically, every single person who references employment in the U.S. references this data, and the data was completely wrong for a year. A year. Oops. Now, the funny part about all this is, where is the accountability and who is responsible for this issue? You know what I'm saying? So taking a look here, massive revisions have been fairly normal in recent years. As the government said last August, it also overestimated the job growth for the 12-month period by 306,000. And in August 2019, it had underestimated job growth by 462,000. The most recent downward revision comes as late spring and early summer non-farm payroll expansion slowed, okay? Why are we constantly lying to the American populace about shit? Because our government is saying all the time, okay? Oh, here we go. I gotta read this. Chief critics, there's little reason to fret at this headline revision number, according to some economists. Goldman economist Walker wrote ahead of the Labor Department report, the 818,000 downward revision is likely erroneous and misleading, estimating the new forecast slightly overstated the error, due in part to a methodology mostly excluding unauthorized immigrants, a group which strongly contributes to overall job growth. We're not sweating this report. We're not sweating the fact that our government risk reports things by a million. Again, this isn't 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. This is nearly, they're off by 1 million. And that's what they told everyone for a year. And that's what we believe. And then they by the time they correct it, it's too late because people have already made decisions based off of this. Businesses have made large decisions based off of this. It's insane. We are running a government that's a joke. They can be wrong by 1 million and they're okay. Oh, it's fine. It's no big deal. No, it is a big deal. Okay, it really is a big deal. Now, here's the other part too. And this is the part that I absolutely have to add some commentary to. Did you notice that in this article, or in any article at all, that you read about the job growth in the United States, okay? Did you notice that they never say the quality or type of job growth? Did you happen to notice that? Nowhere here does it say, oh, they were in these particular sectors. In fact, what they actually did, they excluded the farm sector. They definitely did that. They said it's not farm jobs, right? But outside of that, does it say one little piece of information about the jobs? No. No, nothing at all, right? Why? Why? Do you want to know why? Because the jobs that they report that are job growth in the United States are not the kind of jobs that you can make a living doing. The jobs that they are reporting as job growth in the U.S., all right? Do you think it's a job where it's a factory job where you have a skill that you learn and you can apply it to a product and the product is great and so that company appreciates you and you can get healthcare and you can get investments like retirement investments and you can get promoted and you can actually have like a career doing that? Is that what you really think the jobs are that they're reporting? Do you think that the jobs are office jobs, a cushy office job where you sit in a nice comfy chair all day doing data entry, answering phones, going to the boardroom meetings, talking with people, again, healthcare, retirement opportunities, things for your family, investments, and then promotions and career? Do you think that's the kind of jobs that they're talking about when they say, oh, our economy grew by so many jobs? No. No. You want to know what jobs they're talking about? Fast food. You want to know what jobs they're talking about? Retail stores. You want to know what jobs they're talking about? The gig industry, where you drive a car and deliver food or pick someone up on an Uber. That's what they're talking about. These are jobs, all right, that you can't even get hired full-time for the most part. So you never qualify for healthcare. You have to pay for healthcare out of pocket, which is insanely expensive in the United States. For those who don't live in the US and you don't know how our healthcare works, unless you have an actual healthcare provider through your job because you work full-time, 40 plus hours a week, you have to pay for healthcare out of pocket. I can tell you, I am healthy, okay? No major pre-existing conditions. I pay over $400 a month for healthcare just to have it. That's not me using it. That's just to have it. Then if I use the healthcare, they charge me again for the visit, for the medicine, for anything. I get another bill and another bill and another bill. Okay? If you have a pre-existing condition in the United States and you need healthcare, you're going to be paying $1,000 a month for your health insurance, plus the cost of care. That's how our system works in the United States. You literally must be rich to have healthcare. Okay? It used to be, well, your job would do it for you. You get a nice job, and because you work full-time for your job, they've negotiated with these companies to get discounts on healthcare so you can afford it. No jobs like that exist anymore. They've done away with them. They outsourced all that work to other countries, and now the only jobs that are left in the United States are less than full-time. So we're talking you're scraping by to maybe get 20, 30 hours a week at the job. No healthcare, no benefits, no retirement packages, no opportunity for advancement or any kind of career. You're lucky if they make the fucking work schedule more than a day before you're expected to report to work. So you can't even have a life because you don't know when you're supposed to be at work, how many hours you're working this week, how much money you're going to make this week because your schedule is constantly fucking changing. That's the jobs that we are adding to the U.S. economy. Shit jobs that no one can make a living working. So many Americans are now being forced to work 2 jobs, 3 jobs, and juggling between them in a week because that's the only way they can make enough money to make ends meet. That's the true state of the American dream today in 2024. When our media presents this bullshit misinformation to the public and says, oh, so many jobs are being created, this is great. No one ever says what jobs. Tell me what good jobs have been created, because that's the data I want. I don't want a raw number. I want to know what good career jobs that you want to work for your life and can make a real living on. What of those did you create? Because that number right there is worthless. And then on top of them already lying and misrepresenting the jobs that are created, then the number is off by nearly 1 million. So not only is it shit jobs being created, then they overcounted it by 1 million shit jobs. That's the state of America. And you know, I'm not a political guy, but when I see shit like that, I'm like, are you kidding me? I will absolutely call hypocrisy out when I see it. Not only are they blatantly lying to the populace, then they can't even fucking count. And then the economist says, oh, this is not a big deal. Don't worry about it. Shut the fuck up, economist. You fucking dunce. Yeah, because you're rich too, economist. So you don't care. You're not a working class person out there struggling with these jobs that are being created, trying to fucking make ends meet, and said, oh, this is not a big deal. It is a big deal. Our government lies to us on a daily fucking basis about everything. They skew every number. They sugarcoat every story. It's fucking propaganda. It's fucking sickening. It's so hard to get real fucking information about anything because people, oh, it's not a big deal. It is a fucking big deal. You incredible dunce. You incredible fucking walnut-brained idiot. Yes, it's a huge deal when they're lying to us. Okay. I got that off my chest and now we can move on. All right. Folks, we got some shout outs to do. So let's get to them, shall we? Okay. I received a $1.69 tip. This person says, I made $15 today working. My liege, please take your fair share and continue to filch your detractors. Thank you very much. Someone has paid their tithe to the king of $1.69. By the way, I do not believe this person because if you work in the United States, literally, it's like minimum $15 an hour everywhere now. So unless this guy went into work, clocked in, sat in a chair, spun in place, stood up, clocked out, and walked out, he made more than $15 in a day. So I think it's a joke, but I appreciate the tip. Okay, I received another $1 tip from a troll. So I'll just say, go fuck yourself, troll. And we'll move on. I received a $5 tip from Score221. Thank you very much, Score. Here we go. Information. We're up to $66 a tip so far. 2/3 of the way to the $100 goal. Again, guys, let's hit that by the end of the podcast. And the podcast is going to end in about 15 minutes, roughly. So please, let's get it going, all right? So Score, now this is Score's opinion. This is not representative of my opinion. Score says the following. Trump 2024 is the only way. Like it or not, this guy, his 4 years were way better. Oh, like this guy or not, his 4 years were way better. He will save the country. Kamala wins and America is finished. Most important election in history. All right? Okay, I've already told you guys my opinion, but maybe many of you didn't hear it because many of you are newcomers to my show. So I'll reiterate my opinion now about this upcoming election. I personally do not like either candidate. I'm not saying anything about their policies or what would happen if they were elected president. I don't think either candidate is a good candidate for president. That's just my personal opinion. You have a right to disagree with me, and that's okay. If you like Trump or you like Harris, whatever, good for you. I don't like either of them, okay? Now, when you're faced with a decision like this coming up in the fall where, you know, someone must be chosen, correct? Okay? Here's the deal. Don't vote on the person because I think so many times these elections become about celebrity. well, who do you like better? Who's the more likable person? Do you like Trump and his brash persona and his, say it like it is attitude? Or do you like Harris because of the things she said and done when she was vice president and the feel-good movement and the, women empowerment and things and all of that? What do you like, right? So don't vote on them and their personalities. You got to vote for who you feel you had a better life during their time in power, okay? If you feel like when Trump was the president for 4 years that your life was better, then vote for Trump. If you feel like while, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris were in power for the last 4 years, if your life was better, vote for them, okay? Don't vote on the individual because at this point, there's not much we can do about it. I think both candidates are bad candidates, and we can't stop them from being the candidates because of the shitty-ass system that we have in this country. One of them will be president, okay? You got to vote for your best interest. You got to vote for who you think ran the country better and the country. The good news is this isn't two newcomers where we don't know. We've had them both in power. So you can choose from actual history. Was this better for you or was this better for you? Okay? So that's what that's what you got to vote on. Don't make it about individual personality. Because the truth is, if it was based on that, on the individual person, everyone should just do a write-in for fucking Mickey Mouse or something, right? And let Mickey Mouse win the election. Because these people are not good candidates at all. They're terrible. Biden also was not a good candidate. You know what I'm saying? With his age, he's fucking getting, crazy, doesn't even know where he is with dementia and shit. None of these people are good candidates at all. So you got to do what's best from your own conscience based on how things were in the United States when they were in power. That's the best advice I could give anyone, and go from there, and you may not always, may even have a good conscience about that decision, but you got to do something because this is the situation we have with the shitty two-party system. It's terrible. It's a terrible fucking system. We have no way to get a candidate who actually is a good candidate to be running for president. They have to be someone who's ultra powerful already, ultra rich already. That's the only way that someone can run for president. It's a fucking laughingstock. Okay. Shout out to Lucy. 7 months as a member. I think the King's tax is cringe. That's just my opinion. That's interesting feedback. It's not serious. It's a joke. You realize that, right? You notice I don't even call it King's tax. I keep saying, let's hit the goal. It's just something silly. It's not meant to be serious. You know that, right? By the way, yes, I have the crown on the ghost and it fits perfectly. Look at that. My crown fits perfectly on the ghost's head. That's pretty neat, right? Now, I'm not going to have the ghost every month. So I might have to figure out, maybe the crown would fit on the game over sign. I don't know. Because I am going to still alternate these backgrounds. Keep in mind, next month, I'm going to try to implement my Tesla lamp from Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, which we tested and it works. So I'm going to try to do that. Okay, pretty cool. Okay, what's up, Game Boy? How are you today? Good to see you on the stream. All right, so guys, I covered all the topics I wanted to cover. All right, we are now to the final segment of the show, which is open Q&A. If you'd like to talk with me, please tag me in the chat. And if you'd like to contribute, I will give you a shout out for your contributions. And again, if we can, please, let's hit this 100 goal by the end of the podcast. That will only leave us with 50 to worry about for the rest of the Black Myth Wukong stream, okay? And if you're liking the stream, please like the stream. The engagement is huge. Yesterday, you guys who were on the streams had huge engagement. Those who are watching the Black Myth videos are doing big engagement. This will help this channel, all right? It will propel it into the YouTube algorithm. Jade says, I hope that you'll have 10 days hitting your goals. Thank you, Jade. Me too. I hope that today we crush it again. Right now, we're at 9 streams. This is stream number 10 right now, and we're at 66 out of the 150. So hopefully we can make it. I want to keep that going.
I got the drip going. I got the drip going. I got the drip going. I got the drip going. I got the drip going. I got the drip going. I got the drip going.
It's like a faucet that's dripping. You can't make it stop. So what do you want me to do? Have a mute button that every second I'm tapping the mute button just in case I'm gonna have to clear? Like, this is what I mean, these dumb kids. This is what it is. It's dumb kids.